Hello and welcome. For today, we are going to discuss a little bit about hill climbing and how to solve hill climbing question in examination. So, if you do not understand the explanation here, and then it doesn't matter. So, what I'm going to show you easier way to trace hill climbing. So in hill climbing, you will start with A. Okay, A over here at the top. And then sometimes they give you the goal. Okay, let's say that the goal here is H. H is the goal. Alright. But the hill climbing algorithm is very simple. So what you have here is A. And then when you evaluate A, you will find there are two paths. Okay, there are two paths. Either you can go to B or C. Okay, so it will choose either one of the paths. Okay, either B or C. So it will always choose in hill climbing. It will always choose the path with the lowest number or lowest resistance. So it will go over here. So under B, it will evaluate the B node, and then it will found D8 and E13. So because D8 has the lowest number, so it will choose D8. And then when it went down further to D8, okay, to D8, then it will evaluate the D8. So under D8, we will have K14 and L15. So it will choose K14 because K14 has the lowest number. So then, if it reach K14, it does not find any more nodes, then the search will be terminated and fail. Okay, because hill climbing, it cannot uh, went back to the other node. So once once it went down, it won't have the chance to to trace back again at the branch. So once it went down, it won't have a chance to choose another branch. So this is a basic of hill climbing. Alright, then there are two things about hill climbing that you need to know. There are two concepts about hill climbing that you need to know. So we have local maxima and then the plateau problem. So the local maxima is when the hill climbing reach to a state that has a better solution than its children, and then the algorithm stop. So this is what we call it as local maxima. So if the state is not the goal but just a local maximum, the algorithm may fail to find the best solution. So the next figure is an example of local maxima. Suppose you are searching this space, we want to maximize the state value. So let's see about this local maxima problem. So this is an example of local maxima. You have X. So under X, we have a path that has been labeled with 3, 4, and 2. So the problem with local maxima is that with hill climbing is that it will attempt to go to number 2. And then after number 2, it doesn't have any more nodes to go. And then the search will be terminated and fail. So this is the problem of what we call as local maxima. Okay, then another problem with plateau is because a problem with plateau you can see over here. So you can have one branch and then it have a lot of other branches over here. So you can have just one, and then 2. So it will have to choose which of these lowest. So it will have to go over here, and then the number doesn't um, um, have it doesn't have a better value than this just one. It always have one, and then another one. So this means that the value do not represent significant changes. So this is what we call it as plateau. So be sure that you can explain this problem when it is asked in the final examination. Alright, next, let's do this exercise. So perform hill climbing, okay, onto the following tree to the goal of K. So let's say that you have K over here as a goal. So let's perform hill climbing and see where does it takes us, okay, where does it takes us. So here, A will have the choice of going to S, D, and F. So because S it has the lowest resistance, so it will of course follow here. So and then we will evaluate S. So under S, we have choice of going to 9 and 7. So of course we are going to 7. And then between in H, okay, when we arrive at H, we have the choice of going to 5 and 4. Of course we will choose 4, which makes us goes to E. And then from E, we have the choice of going to R, T, and Y. And then, of course, we will go to R. And then the search will be terminated. So this is how the hill climbing works. So, okay, if you see here, so this is the chosen path. A, go to S, go to H, and then it will go to E, and then it will go to R. So the chosen path will A, S, H, E, and R. So K is keep when A chooses S instead of B. Okay, because the path over here has the least resistance. So we can say that the hill climbing is a lazy algorithm. Okay, lazy. It's not a brute force, but it also a heuristic, but it's not a brute force. But within the heuristic kind of algorithm, it's still considered as a lazy algorithm because it just chooses the lowest path to seek out its goal. Okay, the lowest resistance. So this is how the step by step. Okay, how to do it. Okay, from A, you will have S, D, and F. Always, and then another thing about hill climbing, always arrange your nodes so that the lowest, the path with the lowest value or the least resistance will be put at the front, okay, over here, so that you can see which should be selected. And then S, we have G and H, and then H, under H you will have W and E. So it doesn't have a Q, okay, it doesn't have Q. So this one, I think it should be as for me, okay, it should be written like this. Okay, sorry, written like this. It's 7 for me. So it should be more correct for me, and then it will avoid you from making a lot of mistakes. Okay, so this is one example of the solution, but for me, I would ask you to do this according to best first search, okay, where you would have to arrange the lowest node at the front, okay, where you put the lowest value node at the front, so that it would clearly reflect which of the path that you would choose. So this will also clearly ensure that you do not make any mistake. Alright, I think that's all. Okay, besides from the local maxima and plateau. Okay, I think that's all that I will share about hill climbing. And good luck for your final examination. Thank you.